attention to like the birds. You're presenting to the birds. That's what they do. It's actually it's our only home thing. Those are so fantastic. Taking over their land.
I did the front and the back.
You can just like, of course I'm going to hold this up.
I'm a Presbyterian. Part of the rainbow. Good visual. Looks well.
Noah and Mackenzie, do you want to come up here and hold the posters?
Will we switch over the tiniest bit?
Which way?
Oh, never mind. I can
For more for you.
You could even go down one if you stay to the side.
Well,
I'm only late. That looks even guys.
Up so I don't like it.
All right, have a picture. One, two, I was wondering if they were with us our future.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Springfield. My name is the Reverend Wade Halva. I'm the Southern Illinois Outreach Coordinator with Faith in Place and the Faith in Place Action Fund. And I'm excited to welcome you all to the Climate Action Lobby Day Rally. We're here to lobby our lawmakers about the Illinois Clean Jobs Coalition platform. Who here has managed to meet with legislators today? Yeah. Over 300 Illinoisans from all across the state are at the Capitol today to urge lawmakers to support a set of equitable, community-driven, comprehensive solutions to some of our state's largest challenges. I'm here from Marion, left the house at 5 this morning with a group from Carbondale. What about Metro East? What about Peoria? What about Chicago? What about Rockford? Joliet? Where else are we from? Come on, folks. There we go, Champaign-Urbana, Decatur. How many of you just rolled out of bed and drove here because you live in Springfield? Illinois has already proven itself to be a leader on climate justice and workforce transition, but we're ready for even bigger and even bolder solutions. We're here today to fight for policies that accelerate our path to 100% clean, renewable energy and strengthen the reliability of our electric grid. With that strong, reliable grid, we can lead the nation on electrification and enact policies that fully electrify our homes and buildings, moving us away from dirty, expensive gas. We can also transform our transportation sector, not only by electrifying public transit and vehicles, but by ensuring our communities are more walkable, bikeable, and livable for all Illinoisans. We're going to hear about these exciting policies today from climate champions in the General Assembly who are working to pass these bills, and from community members from across the state who are fighting for the ICJC platform to secure an equitable, affordable, and healthy future for all Illinoisans. First up, we're going to hear about the transportation bills and the ICJC platform. I'm honored to introduce Senator Billy Valam, who's going to talk about...
Not here yet.
Not here yet?
Yes.
Pause that.
Sorry.
I'd like to recognize Representative Blair Sherlock. All right, then I get to invite Senator Ann Williams forward.
Well, I'm going to decline the promotion. I'm a representative, but that's okay. So good afternoon, everybody. It is so great to see you all here. What a treat. Every session I look forward to the day that you all come down for the Climate Action Day because it's so energizing and so exciting. Special shout out to the youth that are here today, making a stand, having their voices heard loud and clear that they need and they must have a safe, equitable, clean future. And we're all there to support that goal. So, thrilled again to be here. I am honored to be the chair of the House Energy and Environment Committee. I get to partner with the amazing folks with the Illinois Environmental Council, all the other organizations, and the amazing grassroots advocates every single day. I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And you know, we've done all right in Illinois. Who's been around for the CEJA fight? Took a few years. We made it happen though, and that's because of the people here today. And we are so grateful. We've led the way, but you know, there's always more work to be done. So, you know we can continue to lead. We've got the people power, we've got the energy behind us, but you're aware, I'm sure, that over the past couple years, a few companies have proposed building carbon dioxide pipelines throughout Illinois.
That's not right.
Because I guess some people think fossil fuels are the answer to the fossil fuel problem. I don't really see it that way, but I especially don't see it that way without the necessary safeguards and protections in place to ensure that if we are putting these pipelines, capturing the CO2, putting it in the ground, people and homes and water are protected, and schools and nursing homes are protected, and that adequate regulatory before we even think about this largely here. That is proud sponsor, the Carbon Dioxide Transportation Storage Protection Act. We really need an acronym for that. But suffice it to say, we are doing everything we can to make sure that we move forward with any of these projects and protecting Illinois, keeping Illinois clean, protecting homes, and ensuring that we all have our homes and our. So I want to thank you all for bringing us up. My colleague, Senator Laura Fine, is a champion for environmental issues, as you know. She is my partner working on this bill in the Senate. We are doing everything we can to make sure we pass safe. So in a way that is responsible and does not rely on fossil fuels to solve the problem. I will go ahead and let the next speaker go ahead, but again, just heartfelt thank you. I get a lot of thank yous today for what I've done, but I could not do it without you, with the foundation that is the Illinois Environmental Council, the great work and energy behind each and every one of you. It makes a difference. You matter. You're the ones that made CEJA a household word. Let's keep it going. Thanks so much.
Okay, so we're going to be doing some chants throughout this rally, and I want to ask you all to chant with me and chant loudly, because the louder we chant, the harder these legislators are going to work to pass these bills. So are you ready to chant loud with me? Okay, can you do it a little louder? Thank you. So this first chant is, I'm going to say it and then we're going to chant it. Environmental justice is what we need. Let's say no to corporate greed. But we're going to do it with like a little bit of a beat because it's a chant. So, environmental justice is what we need. Let's say no to corporate greed. Environmental justice is what we need. Let's say no to corporate greed. Environmental justice is what we need. Let's say no to corporate greed.
Thank you. Now I'm honored to introduce Senator Vili Valam, who's going to talk about the Clean and Equitable Transportation Act.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Springfield. Thank you so much for making the trip and making sure your voices are heard. My name is Ram Vilivalam. I am the state senator for the 8th District and the chair of the Senate Transportation Committee. I am honored to be here. I love the chanting. I have a 5-year-old and 2-year-old, so that level of noise was just a Saturday morning to me, so I appreciate that. I can't say how important it is that you all are here today. It is incredibly important that all 177 legislators and the governor hear the stories that you all experience every day in your lives and how important the issue of clean and equitable transportation and climate change is to the residents of all residents, by the way, of the state of Illinois. I am proud to be here today to help introduce a slate of legislation that will accelerate Illinois' climate, equity, and energy goals. I am specifically proud to be championing the Clean and Equitable Transportation Act in the Illinois Senate. So let's get wonky for a second. Illinois' current transportation system has major implications for climate, health, and equity. Roughly 9 million Illinois residents live in areas that regularly experience air that the EPA has determined is unsafe to breathe. That's 71% of the state's entire population. That's not right. Let's hear that. That's not right. That's right that it's not right. And that dirty air disproportionately impacts disadvantaged, overburdened communities of color. Unfortunately, our transportation sector contributes to that pollution. That's why we're putting forth a comprehensive package of legislation that goes beyond electrification. Yes, we absolutely need to electrify public transit, trucks, and vehicles to achieve a carbon-free transportation sector by 2050. The Clean and Equitable Transportation Act establishes that goal. But we also need to implement long overdue transit funding, service, and governance reforms so that transit is safe, reliable, equitable, accessible, and environmentally conscious. And I want to hone in on a statistic that has got me thinking, has kept me up at night, but has given me the fire in the belly that I need on this issue, which is in the Chicago area region, 95 out of the top 100 longest commutes stem from Black and Latino communities, which means that it's hard for those members to get to their job, their school, their hospital, and access other critical services. So when we talk about this issue of transit and making sure it's environmentally conscious, making sure it's reliable, it's safe, it touches every single issue and every aspect of our lives. And so that's why this is so important. That's why we're gonna get this done with your support. We gotta brace for it. It's gonna be a ride, but with your support, with your efforts, your voice, making sure that legislators know where you stand on this issue, we're gonna get it done together. So thank you so much for being here. I'm proud to stand with you.
Thank you, Senator. Now we're back to Caroline for some more chants.
Okay, we have a lot of transportation chants, but I'm going to choose one of them. Okay, this one goes. We love transit. We have a bill. Please pass it. Is that ready? We love transit. We have a bill. Please pass it. We love transit. We have a bill. Please pass it. We love transit. We have a bill. Please pass it. We love transit. We have a bill. Please pass it. Good job, everyone.
Thank you, Caroline. I want to recognize Senator Rachel Ventura and Senator Willie Preston and Senator Adrian Johnson. And now I'd like to turn it over to Climate Champ, Representative Yang Rohr, who will talk about power sector legislation in the ICJC platform.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I am Janet Yang Rohr. I am the state representative for the 41st District, proudly representing my community, but even prouder still of all the work that you have helped us do to make sure that Illinois is on the bleeding edge of energy transformation, on green energy, on creating a sustainable environment. Just 3 years ago today, or just 3 years ago, we passed the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act. Yeah. We set Illinois on a path to 100% green energy. And we are making incredible strides, but we are not done yet. So our power sector, we have undergone transformation over the past decade, but we've done it even at the same time as we're facing more extreme weather conditions, facing more climate change than we've ever seen before, human-made climate change. And so that's why we introduced the Clean and Reliable Grid Act this spring. The Clean and Reliable Grid Act, it's going to accelerate our path to clean energy. It's going to remove barriers to clean energy deployment and strengthen our energy efficiency. And most importantly, for a lot of us here, this bill is going to require municipal utilities and rural electric co-ops to finally give the transparency that we need to see to make sure that we are planning for a green future. So I want to ask, who here is a member of a muni or a co-op? Yeah, I am. I'm part of. I am part of more than 1 million people here in Illinois who are part of a muni or a co-op. So that includes my hometown of Naperville, the hometown that I get to represent today. So municipal power agencies like Naperville's power supplier, IMEA, right now they are not required to tell us about their plans for the future, for their future electricity needs. And what's more, these munis, these co-ops, they are exempt from regulations telling us, giving us the transparency that we need, knowing what they're talking about in meetings, knowing the disclosure of information that we need to make sure that we are doing what we need to get onto a green energy future. Yeah. Those munis and co-ops, you know what's even worse? They are stuck to decades-long contracts, with dirty coal companies. Yep. These are dirty coal companies that are publicly owned. They are publicly owned dirty coal companies like the one Prairie State in southern Illinois, like the one right here in Dahlman in Springfield. And that's just not right. So the Clean and Reliable Grid Act, it's going to ensure that we as ratepayers are not stuck in the dark anymore. We're going to make sure that these munis and these co-ops are held accountable, that they're telling us what they're going to do, that they have integrated resource plans to make sure that we are all on that same path. The Clean and Reliable Grid Act, with that we're going to lay a strong foundation for a grid that makes sure that we are ready for the future for generations to come. Let's make sure this happens. Let's make sure to do this together. Thanks.
Okay, we're going to do some chants for clean power, especially for our friends in the municipal utilities and electric co-ops. It goes, clean power, now's the time, no consumer left behind. You ready? Clean power, now's the time, no consumer left behind. Clean power, now's the time, no consumer left behind. Clean power, now's the time, no consumer left behind. Clean power, now's the time, no consumer left behind.
I'd like to introduce briefly to say hi, Representative Suzanne Ness, Senator Laura Fine, Senator Ellman. Next up is Jeremy Camas, who's a transportation organizer with Northwest Center, who's going to tell us about why transportation is so essential.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremy, and I'm the transportation organizer for the Northwest Center. We're in Belmont-Cragen, one of 77 communities in Chicago. Transportation is essential. Transportation is harming our climate more than any other sector in our state, and it is not meeting community needs. Transit is essential for seniors like Linda Brady, who don't drive and need safe ways to get to the pharmacy. More sustainable transportations are essential for youth like Emmanuel, who needs to be able to get to school safely while riding his bike and needs to be safe while riding bike lanes. Cleaner vehicles are essential for our whole neighborhood so we can breathe cleaner air and enjoy our back porches and our green spaces without breathing diesel pollution.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel, and I'm a youth leader in Belmont, Cragen, and Chicago, and we need change! The Clean and Equitable Transportation Act is coming, not a moment too soon. We need more affordable mobility choices that respond to the needs of our residents. We can't assume that everyone has $50,000 to own and operate a personal vehicle. If Chicago's region's transit system is significantly weakened further, it would be felt by groups least able to afford it, like seniors, residents in households with low incomes, people who are unable to drive due to a disability, and our residents from communities of color. Not on our watch. We deserve sidewalks, bike lanes, bus lanes, clean cars, and clean air in all of our communities. We need the solutions in the Clean and Equitable Transportation Act to help us and to make sure these youth have better transportation choices and a healthier climate. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna do another chant. This one's inspired by Oprah. So you know how Oprah gives away cars? I want Springfield to give us some bike lanes, some functioning transit, some walkable sidewalks. So, and this involves gestures. We're gonna go, save streets for you, save streets for me, save streets for everyone. Don't you agree? Do you guys have it? Ready? Okay. Save streets for you, save streets for me, save streets for everyone. Don't you agree? Save streets for you, save streets for me, save streets for everyone. Don't you agree?
So far we've talked about transportation and power pillars of the ICJC platform, but we've also got solutions to address Illinois' heavily polluting building sector. I'll turn it over to Senator Mike Simmons to tell us more.
Good afternoon, everybody. I can't hear you. Good afternoon, everybody. That's what I like to hear, climate champions. I'm State Senator Mike Simmons, and I represent the far north side of Chicago. So if you live in Uptown, Edgewater, Rogers Park, Lincoln Square, Westridge, Andersonville, Ravenswood, Bullong Woods, Arcadia Terrace, we are in this fight together. I want to talk about a few things today, but first, just transitioning off the previous remarks, we all know that gas is expensive. So many of us understand that because we pay for high gas in our homes, we pay for high gas in our vehicles, and it's making us sick, and it's just not right. We don't have to do it this way. And we know that just last year, all of the major Illinois gas utility companies saw historic rate increases that resulted in $572 million in increases in gas customers' bills annually. That is not right. Dare I say it's not necessary. No, it's not. Across the state, we know that people are struggling to pay for their gas bills and for their utilities, while the gas companies are making record-setting profits. And we know that these rate hikes hit especially hard on so many of the districts across the state. One of the things that I talk about representing the far north side of Chicago is I grew up in scattered site public housing in Lincoln Square as a result of a Supreme Court decision that was issued in 1976 to desegregate public housing. Standing here today as a state senator representing the far north side of Chicago. And what I want to say about that is I grew up in a household where we didn't have a lot of money. And I remember what it was like to go winters without heat, to literally not have hot water, and to not be able to turn on the lights. These were like discretionary spending decisions that my family had to make. And I don't want anyone in our state to ever have to make those kind of undignified choices. And so this is the right thing to do. This Clean and Healthy Buildings Act is the right response at the right time. And I can't thank you enough for being out here today, making it impossible for people in this building to not know that you're here. Because we don't have another day on this issue. While I'm up here, I also want to talk about transportation. I know that we have a number of you here today that are Safe Streets people who are bikers, who are pedestrians, and who are public transit users and nerds, starting with myself. And I'm proud to have grown up in a household where we use the buses and trains. That's how my mom got back and forth to her job in Rogers Park as a salon owner. It's how I got to school, and it's how so many of my constituents get back and forth, not just to work, but to see their friends and families, to take care of their aging parents, and to go and to come down to Springfield and lobby on these kind of important issues that we're talking about today. Even as a state senator, I come here every week on the Amtrak. And so we have to fight on this issue too, because we know that climate justice is about transportation, because transportation is one of our biggest polluters. And so we can't be shy on that issue. And I want to say thank you to the Safe Streets people that are here today, making sure that we push the needle on active transportation for pedestrians and for cyclists, because that is going to be a big way that we transform our economy and how we reduce our emissions. And it's fun. It's fun to ride our bikes. It's fun to move our bodies. It's how we stay healthy. We can take care of ourselves and the environment and Mother Earth. And make sure that the next generation of people, our children and our grandchildren, literally it will be like their third arm. That's what I always say about my bike. I got 3 bikes, and I always say that my Jameis is like my third arm. That's how I feel about riding my bike, because I've been riding since I was 5. And so if we can get everybody to do that, if we can get protected bike lanes in Springfield, because I think we can do that here too. If we can get more protected bike lanes in Chicago, I'm a visionary, I can see it. My vision points to Copenhagen, where they figured this out a long time ago. We can do that here, and a lot more people would be safe on our streets, and like I said, we will save our planet. So thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate you being here, and go fight the good fight for our planet.
Thank you, Senator. You made a really strong argument that we have to do all of these things, not one of these things, but all of these things. And so to talk about somebody who's with a church that's doing all of these things, I'm excited to introduce Dale Ritzel of the Church of the Good Shepherd in Carbondale, Illinois, to talk about his church's experience of transitioning to electric heating.
Guests and fellow advocates for change, welcome to this year's Climate Action Lobby Day. I'm Dale Ritzel. I'm deeply honored to stand before you today representing the Church of the Good Shepherd, UCC, in Carbondale, Illinois. At the Church of the Good Shepherd, we believe in taking care of our planet as a very important part of our faith. We've embraced what we call the whole earth practices, which include implementing clean energy solutions, for example, double pane windows, installation of a solar energy system, and educating our community about the importance of sustainability. Thanks to the support of organizations like Faith in Place, we recently made the switch to all the... let's hear it again for Faith in Place. We recently made the switch to an all-electric heat pump system, leaving behind our traditional gas furnace. This decision lowered our utility bills during the first 3 months, we just got this in February, by 50%. And reduced the health and environmental risks, for example, CO2 and others, associated with using natural gas in Billings. We were delighted to have Ameren come and take our gas meter out. Gas is expensive, it's dirty, it's making us sick. Utility companies in Illinois have saw historic rate hikes, burdening families with increased bills and having record profits. And the pollution from burning gas in our home is particularly harmful, especially to our children and most other vulnerable population. Transitioning to clean energy solutions like electric heat pumps isn't not about saving money. It's about protecting our health and our planet. It's about reducing pollution in our homes, churches, communities, and combating the climate crisis that threatens us all. This call for action is also for justice. In Southern Illinois, where I call home, persistent poverty grips our communities. Families struggle to afford basic necessities. And the last thing we need is for gas utilities to seek unreasonable and unjust rate hikes that extend the life of dirty, expensive gas infrastructure. We're sitting in front of the Capitol today, and I will say we need meaningful legislation that addresses the energy burden in our state and paves the way for a just and equitable transition away from the harmful, expensive, and outdated energy sources like natural gases. Our communities deserve the chance to survive without sacrificing their health and the health of our planet. We are actually just one small church where it's possible to work towards a clean energy future. Together we can build a better, healthier tomorrow. Thank you for standing with us in this essential fight for the future.
Thank you, Dale. I wanted to know, did y'all catch the name of the town Dale is from? It's literally a town named for coal, and they can get off of it. What's holding up the rest of the state? I want to recognize Senator Sarah Fagenholz. And turn it over to Caroline for some more chants.
I think this might be our last one, but no promises. Okay, we're gonna do one about gas. Do you guys know the concept of the ick? Okay, great. And if you don't, ask someone under the age of 30. This goes, gas is pricey, makes us sick. Dirty gas gives me the ick. Ready? Gas is pricey, makes us sick. Dirty gas gives me the ick. Gas is pricey, makes us sick. Dirty gas gives me the ick. Gas is pricey, makes us sick. Dirty gas gives me the ick.
That rounds out our speakers for today's rally. I want to thank all of our speakers, our representatives, our senators for speaking today. And for their commitment to acting on climate. With the support of climate champions like these legislators, and because of all of your voices here today and in the future throughout the state, we can and must pass this legislation. Let's today's Lobby Day serve as a testament to the incredible power of advocacy. But remember, our journey doesn't conclude here. Let's carry this momentum forward, igniting change in our communities and beyond, for there is still much to be done. Thank you.
This rally's over. Thank you.